All right, welcome back to Skyway Bound presents Fly Tampa Fly. Still working on it. I'm sorry to get this video out so late to you guys, but it is what it is. I'm doing the best I can to improve on my delivery of content. I am focused. I have niched down to focus in on the Greater Tampa Bay area, so I'm pretty excited about that. And we're focusing on growing the aviation community or the industry within the Tampa Bay area. There is a broad industry in the Tampa Bay area, aviation industry that is, but we're looking to kind of bring it together to the best of our ability. All right, so before I start, let me get my clock going so I can keep track of how long I'm blabbing on to you guys. And get my stopwatch reset. Boom. Boom. We're starting. All right, so some quick news around the Greater Tampa Bay area with regards to aviation. Let me play with my new toys. So you'll see here in a second. I will eventually have music. You're not seeing me yet, but you will in a second. Eventually I'll have intro music, but I'm taking it one step at a time. So bear with me. So welcome back to Skyway Bound presents Fly Tampa Fly. Ha-ha! Now you can see me. All right, here I am. I've got a bunch of slides. Well, not a bunch of slides. I got a few slides with a little bit of news. If you have any additional news that you want to share within regards to the aviation community or industry within the Greater Tampa Bay area, please send them to me. You can shoot me a direct message via my Facebook. It's down below. Check that out. I just put that on there. Pretty excited. I'm becoming more techie day by day. But send me more information and we'll do our best to help you get the word out, do our best to bring the whole aviation community within the Greater Tampa Bay area together. Like I say, Fly Tampa Fly. All right, so our first bit of news today, the Florida Aviation Business Association. They recently held a conference, and I am on the wrong slide, of course. There we go. They held their 2023 West Coast Conference, and folks, it was great. It's a wrap. The in-person networking event, it was hosted by the Hillsborough County Aviation Authority, and it was held at the the Tampa International Airport, KTPA for the you aviator types. The event featured a lineup of speakers that consisted of Teresa Collington. She discussed strategic communications and crisis management. Matthew Land from EVE Air Mobility to discuss the future of urban air mobility, and a student panel, and then it had a student panel from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Sorry, you probably see my eyes going. I have a pretend monitor up there. Well, that's not pretend. It's my monitor. I'll get better. Work with me. It was a well-attended event that provided participants with a great opportunity to reconnect with industry professionals and visit a variety of exhibitor booths within the Tampa International Airport terminal. If you missed the event, don't worry, there'll be another annual conference next year. FABA members, they work hand in hand with communities to attract commerce to the area by promoting the continued growth of community airports. If you're interested in talking to or learning more about the local aviation industry, feel free to join the Florida Aviation Business Association, and we'll put a link down below in the description. Also, if you're interested, the president is currently located at Atlas Aviation at Peter O. Knight Airport in downtown Tampa, and we'll put Atlas Aviation's information down in the description below, so if you want to reach out and learn more about how to get involved with FABA, you can also go to their website and you should be able to find them as well and ask them questions. Him or any of the other executive board members. Cool. Oh, you know what? I forget. Sorry, a little technical difficulty. I'm still learning the game here. Here we go. Learning how to, there we go. Oh, that works. Now I gotta switch it in both places, so bear with me, guys. I'm getting better at this. All right, the AEA, Avionics Market Report. Avionics is $1 billion industry. Those of you who are looking to get into the world of entrepreneurship / aviation, this is an area to consider. So according to the recently released Aircraft Electronics Association, the 2022 year-end Avionics Market Report, Business and general aviation avionics sales brought in more than $2.8 billion in 2022. You could be part of that, folks. It was an increase. It was about a 21.5% increase compared to 2.3 billion in 2021. And I'm not a professional, but pretty sure that's not going away anytime soon. That number's only going to go up. Almost 50% of the avionics sales came from the retrofit market, while just over 50% were from the forward fit sales. I didn't have a clue what those were, so I looked it up. Forward fit sales include avionic packages, avionics equipment that's installed by the airframe manufacturers during their original production, and retrofit sales include avionics equipment installed after original production. So equate it to your car, all the stuff, electronics that comes in your car, it comes in an aircraft. You buy the car, you want to put in a new radio, you want to put in a different GPS unit, that's retrofit. Same thing with an aircraft. You put in new stuff, new radios, new equipment, that's retrofit. So that's the difference. In comments to the Aviation Web, AEA President Mike Adamson, he noted how yearly sales rebounded the last 2 years despite supply chain constraints and a tight labor market. However, he continued on to warn that while there was a record-breaking percentage increase in year-over-year avionics sales, the industry is still rebounding from the economic impact of the pandemic. He explained that 2022's $2.8 billion in sales still fell short of 2019's year-end total of $3 billion. So the point is, there's a whole industry within avionics. You want to get in, you want to do something entrepreneurial, try to find your niche in that world. Sales reported in AEA's avionics market report include all components and accessories and cockpit cabin software upgrades, portables, certified and non-certified aircraft electronics for business and general aviation aircraft, along with all hardware, batteries, and chargeable product upgrades from participating manufacturers. There you go. There's potential in the aviation industry for you. They're looking for you. We are looking for you. Give avionics a shot. You can go to an avionics school. There's ways to get into the world of avionics. So anyway, there's an idea for you. Let's move on to my next slide. In case you didn't miss it, there was some IACRA drama recently. It was at the end of February. However, the FAA Integrated Airman Certification and or Rating Application, IACRA, the system recently experienced database issues towards the end of this past February. According to a notice issued by the FAA safety team, FAAST, the issues resulted in an IACRA system restore and a loss of some user data. If you conducted any actions in IACRA between February 27th and prior to noon Central Time on February 28th, your data could have been affected. So the system is currently back up and running, and according to the media services, FAA is working to retrieve whatever data it can. If you conducted any actions between the aforementioned dates, just be advised you need to re-enter your data if the FAA cannot recover it. So we're just putting that out there. If you took any actions on February 27th or 28th, you worked with IACRA, just go back and check and make sure that your data's still good and it's still in the system. If it's not, you might have to put it back in there. So just be advised. A little something. It's not. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. You can make your corrections. All right, moving on. This slide I'm very excited about. I'm excited about all of them. Button Lab is happening, my friends. This is kind of a dream I've had for the past, 3-4 years maybe. There is an issue, not just within Tampa Bay, but how many of you guys have gotten in an aircraft and you see the electronics, they look cool. You know just a few functions of how to use those electronics. Well, the designated pilot examiner is going to expect you to have, be a little bit more proficient. It's more imperative that for you to safely fly the aircraft, that you become more proficient within using these avionics. So I envision eventually a dream where we have more electronics where we have electronics training, maybe some sort of workshops. Not everybody can afford to have these things at home or wants to maintain it. So I'm working with my friends at Jetline Systems, whose website is also going to be in the description below, and they're also one of our sponsors. They're not paying me, but they're friends of mine, so they're my sponsor. I got the gear from Real Sim Gear. I'll put them in the description below if you want to buy your own equipment. For those of you that don't, I'll be available to kind of help you kind of acclimate to this kind of stuff before you get on your check ride and have to fumble around, or before you have to pay $150, $60, $70 per hour just to play with this equipment, because not every place is going to have an electrical, an external power unit for you to just practice with this equipment. This is an inexpensive way for us to get you practicing and maybe work with you. We can probably do this as a group. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to work it, but maybe a group little workshop. I kind of don't want too many people in one setting, but we'll play around with it. We'll see. So stay tuned. The Button Lab in the Greater Tampa Bay is getting started in the Greater Tampa Bay area. I've been talking about it for a while. We're just going to move forward and make it happen. All right, those of you guys who are entrepreneurial and into the world of flight training, like I am, the flight school, what do they call themselves? FAASNA. Flight School something association, I forgot. Anyway, it's this Association of Flight Schools. It's a great organization. Anything you could want to learn about how the business of flight schools, this is the organization for you. They held their annual conference up in Orlando. The final day of the conference, conference goers were able to participate in discussions regarding the supply chain infrastructure for flight training providers to keep their operations going. For example, sourcing tires and oil filters, which still remain in short and delayed supply. Challenges with ordering the new production aircraft, as most manufacturers have close to or beyond 2-year wait lists to order aircraft. Challenges also remain for training providers to find and purchase used and refurbished aircraft to use in their training operations. And then, of course, keeping aircraft flying in the flight training environment, or in any environment, is always a concern. The conference also included a variety of breakout sessions that highlighted the use of simulators and even discussions of potential use of virtual reality for flight training operations. That's old news too. If you follow me, that's old news. A lot of people. It's already proven it works, but now they're really talking about it in a bigger, on a bigger platform, and that's great to see. It's only going to get better and more immersive. They discussed types of new revenue centers for flight training providers that they might be able to develop, and they provided best practices and new tips and marketing efforts for flight training providers. And lastly, they also touched upon the subject of student and equipment financing in the flight training sector. And then there was many other things. So I encourage you, if you're interested in the world, the business of flight training, maybe starting your own flight school, whatever you want to start. The FSANA Conference and Trade Shows experience it's basically built as a place to learn how to increase your profits, engage in growth strategies, and new. I have to look up over my camera. My monitor is not in an optimal position. Engage in growth strategies and new business opportunities, adapt in the latest trends and technology, manage costs, and be more efficient. So if you're interested, let me scroll down and see what I wrote. If you're interested in getting into the flight business, anyway, they'll be there. FAASNA. We're going to put their website in the description below. According to their website, the next conference is going to be in Vegas next year. So, yeah, I wish it was going to be in Florida because I'm all about Florida, but it's still a great conference to go to if you're interested in the world of flight training. All right, my time here is TikTok goes to clock. All right, a little bit of local Tampa Bay, Greater Tampa Bay history. Don't get offended if you're in St. Pete. This is St. Petersburg, by the way. U.S. Navy aviator, Lieutenant James Albert Whitted. I've seen some places say ensign, and I've seen on a bio say lieutenant. So we'll just go with lieutenant because I think that's what he finished his military officially as. In 1928, the St. Petersburg City Council authorized the construction of a flying field to be named in honor of hometown hero and naval aviator, Lieutenant James Albert Whitted. Lieutenant Albert Whitted was an American aviator from St. Petersburg, Florida. He was a graduate of St. Petersburg High School. During his career, he ran a commercial air service business and was an instructor at the Naval Flight School in Pensacola and was also an engineer. Early on in World War I, Albert Whitted enlisted in the Aviation Corps of the U.S. Army, where he was sent to Pensacola in March 1917. In August 1917, he was qualified as a naval aviator and received his pilot's number 179. He is classed as one of the first 250 pioneer pilots of the U.S. Navy. After being discharged from the Navy in 1919, Albert moved back to Pensacola with his wife and dog, and while Tony Jannus flew the world's first scheduled air transportation between St. Petersburg and Tampa in 1914, it was Albert Whitted who local historians credit with truly introducing the people of St. Petersburg to flying and bringing commercial aviation to the city of St. Petersburg. His aviation venture was based out of a hangar in Benoy Basing in St. Petersburg. He took passengers up on short plane rides in a seaplane nicknamed Bluebird for flight lessons and to take in the view. He also carried mail up and down the Mississippi River. Unfortunately, Albert Whitted was killed in a plane crash near Pensacola, Florida in 1923. And then on 12 October 1928, St. Petersburg City Airport, up until then was known as Cook Springstead Tracks, was renamed Albert Whitted Airport. During World War II, Albert Whitted Airport was converted from a public airfield to a military air base where hundreds of naval cadets were trained there. And while it's no longer a military base, it's a public airfield and continues to serve our local community today. You can learn more as I look around the camera. Boop, boop. You can learn more fascinating Albert Whitted Airport historical facts by visiting Albert Whitted Airport Preservation Society website. We're going to put their information down in the description below. I will work on my monitor here. It's kind of, the camera's in the way. My bad. My fault. All right, let me move on to the... Boom. All right, question of the day. So we're going to try to make this a little bit interactive. Maybe in the future we'll be able to have some sort of prizes. All right, I don't need the monitor for this. A flashing white light signal from the control tower to a taxiing aircraft. Light gun signal question is an indication. A flashing white light signal from the control tower to a taxiing aircraft is an indication to A, taxi at a faster speed. Who doesn't like to go fast? B, taxi only on taxiways and not cross runways. If you do cross a runway, always look both ways and light yourself up like a Christmas tree. Is that the answer? Stay tuned. Or C, return to the starting point on the airport. I don't have any Jeopardy music for you, so I'm just going to go on to the next slide and go ahead and give you the answer. I think in the future I'll probably ask this question at the beginning, but yeah, whatever. We're giving it a shot. Aha! Do not taxi at a faster speed because you're not supposed to taxi any faster than a walk, and I think that's in the aim, but I've heard that. So you're not supposed to taxi fast anyway. Taxi only on taxiways and not cross runways. Of course, at Albert Whitted, you only cross runway after being given tower gives you permission. But the actual answer is, it's a light gun signal question. A flashing white light signal from the control tower to a taxiing aircraft is an indication to return to the starting point on the airport. There could be a variety of reasons, maybe safety related, to why they want you to return to the starting point. The important thing is study your light gun signals, because there's more signals than the white light. But that's our question of the day. Thanks to those of you who participated. In the future, we'll figure out something. Eventually, we'll live stream so we can ask the question of the day at the beginning, and then the first person to answer, maybe we throw them a gift or something. I think that's it. That is going to be it. All right, that's going to be it. So thanks for joining us this week. I'm just winging it. I don't care. Just winging it. If somebody out there wants to do it better and present the aviation news in Tampa, have at it. I'm only doing it because no one else is doing it. I'm not getting paid for it, but I am having a good time trying. I'm learning some new tech skills that can help me as I progress and improve as an entrepreneur. I encourage all of you guys to do the same thing. If you're into the world if you want to merge the worlds of entrepreneurship and aviation, hey, join our community. Let's keep talking. You see my whoop, 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 boom. You see my social media accounts there below. Go ahead and connect with us, and we want to just bring people together to grow the aviation community, to move it in the same direction. It exists. It's actually pretty big in the local Tampa Bay area, but how many people know about it? We're just trying to do what we can to help, and it looks like we're about to run out of time, so I'm going to just leave it there. Let's help the Tampa Bay area, of course, always. I'm going off screen, by the way. As always, peace. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Mind My PC. If you're sick of you're in the world of entrepreneurship, you got a small business, you're sick of you're not an IT person, let some IT people help you protect basically your IT infrastructure, if you will. Don't do it on your own. That's what these guys are there for, and they do a really, really darn good job at it. So call my friends at Mind My PC. Let them help you. Friends at Jetline Systems, they always help me out. They give me a place to put my flight training computer in the Button Lab, and it's all coming together. So if you have any computer needs with regards to flight simulation or computers in general, they know it. They can help you, and they can help you find whatever you need. And then finally, our friends at Aviation, Skyway Bound Aviation Services. It's my show. It's their show. Eventually it'll be up there. Right now it's just me. But Skyway Bound Aviation Services, we're providing flight training in the Greater Tampa Bay area. Who knows? Maybe we can scale one day, but right now we're just going to focus on what we can do in our local hometown community, the Greater Tampa Bay area. And I'm going to call that a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today. Eventually I'll get some closing music. Feel free to contact us at our social media accounts listed there. And have a great day. Thank you for your time. We'll see you. We'll see you on the flip side. Flight, peace. I can't even speak. Peace out. Always remember, fly Tampa fly.